We're talking about the summer heat because it's going to get very hot now that we're going into like the full stretch of summer. So we're going to talk about what are some things that are ideal to do during this time. And there's a lot of
Yeah, we're talking ideal.
yes. I know some people it works that they do it one certain way, but these are the ideal situations. And really, a lot of it is based on watering.
Yeah, this is not the time to be flippant with care. So we have in our area, and I know a lot of you around the nation, we have some heat coming up, and for us in Wisconsin, in northern Wisconsin, to be in the mid to upper 90s. This is a time that your game needs to be on. You cannot expect your flowers to survive in high heat and just without the care. So when those weather patterns and that high heat, when that is up here, guess what? Your care has to be up there too.
And that's why we never say that watering is going to be like give it this much at this time.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Because
doesn't
we've
work.
had just recently, this morning I think, 49 degrees.
Yeah, it was cold this
And
morning.
now we're going to swing the whole other direction, and we're going to be into the high 90s.
Yeah, and we've had rain and that kind of gloomy weather, and now all of a sudden we're going to be sunny, hot, and that's going to be an absolute different game for that care. So we have to change.
Yeah, you can't have the same exact amount of water.
Yeah.
You can't have the same amount of care because your target is constantly doing this.
And that one size fits all, not going to work for
Right.
this coming week. So getting into those plant tips for surviving that summer heat. So that first one that we're going to talk about is watering in the morning. That's best if you can. This does not work for everyone. I understand that there's maybe people that are going to work at 3 or 4 in the morning, and that's just not going to work. You have to do what works for you and live within that for your flowers. But we're talking ideals again. Amy had said that what we're talking about is what is ideal. So if you can, watering in the morning is best.
And why? Because everyone's going to say, well, why would you do that? And I water at night and I enjoy it. And that's fine. If that's your lifestyle, that's your choice. But ideally, why should they water in the morning?
So if we're looking at the heat of the day and we're not watering until night, that's going to take its toll on your plants. So let's think about it. Those plants and flowers are sitting basically bone dry all through that heat of the day, and maybe you get home at 4 or 5 o'clock and then you're going to water. And it's kind of like that's too late, in the evening, and then you're going to douse those plants, so they're going to go through that cycle, that swing of bone dry, now sopping wet all night long. And if you're in Wisconsin, that's cold and wet all night long. The roots are going to rot, and now they're going to dry down throughout the day when they need a drink of water. So they're going through that cycle. That plants can stress, and they don't like that super big swing of wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry. So it's best if you can to water in the morning.
It's kind of like if you were really thirsty and you're like, oh, I think I'll wait until tonight for dinner and then I'll have a drink.
Yeah, it doesn't.
If you're thirsty during the day, you just need to, it's better if you just stay hydrated.
Yeah.
And that's really what the plants, they're just not wanting to be that swing, like you said.
So let's go into that watering adequately for that day. And so you do want to give a nice deep watering in the morning. Again, not where the plants are running out. That's too much. But that soil is a nice consistent all the way through. The soil is nice and moist all the way through. And if you need to water in the afternoon, go ahead and do it. I want to really address this misnomer of I can't. Somebody said I can't water in the afternoon because if you get water droplets on the leaves, they're going to burn. Well, the worst thing you can do is if that plant needs a drink of water, it's not watering it. So don't let this misnomer kind of cripple you and cripple your plants of like, no, somebody said not to water, so I'm not going to water. That's the worst thing you can do. If the plants need to be watered, water them. And so, yeah, you might have to multiple times through the day, you might have to water. Again, this is best case scenario. This is what's ideal. You might be at work all day long. That's why we tell people, don't get those little tiny hanging baskets that are this big, because that's not going to work for your lifestyle. And I've said this before, that an 8-inch hanging basket, and somebody's in our greenhouse and they're taking a bunch of them because they're cheaper, but that's not going to work for the working person. Like, hey, are you going to come home at noon and water? And they're like, no, don't get the little hanging baskets because they don't work for you. These hanging baskets are for somebody that's at home and, okay, now it's super hot today. I have to go out and water by noon again. So water, you might have to water multiple times, and that is okay. Don't worry about this misnomer of getting water on the leaves. Not a thing. If that were true, us that have greenhouses and it's 120 plus degrees, 130 degrees this next week, where we're touching maybe almost 100 degrees,
right.
It'll be 140 degrees in our back greenhouses where we still have plants. I would never be able to water, right? And that's not true. I'll water multiple times throughout the day.
Right. And when you're talking about water, we're also talking about Fertilizer Friday.
Yeah.
So the fertilizing, should they fertilize in the heat like that?
Yeah. Again, it's not a thing. So you absolutely can water, fertilize on a day that's hot. It's not a thing. It goes back to us that actually grow for a living, and especially in a greenhouse. If I couldn't fertilize when it's hot out, I would never get to fertilize, because the greenhouses are daily over 120 degrees. So not a thing. Go ahead, don't worry about it. You can absolutely fertilize when it's hot out.
Now, what happens when it's not just work and we're going on vacation, or we're going to be gone for a extended period of time, and if it's really hot out, that might be just like the full 24 hours.
Sure. Yeah.
So what should we do? Should we use the little tube? Should we overwater it? What are the different things that maybe ideally you have somebody come in and water?
Yes, you have a competent person. Competent person that can come in and take care of your flowers while you're gone.
Because we've heard way too many stories of...
Okay, don't ask your son, okay? Your teenage son, they're not going to water your flowers until 30 seconds before you get home. We've seen this hundreds of times. It's comical, it's sad, but it's comical. Like, do not ask your teenage son to take care of your flowers.
And if you're a teenage son, remember they have the cameras everywhere. They can see.
Yeah.
Most people will be like, they said they watered every day, but I looked at the cameras and
they did. 30 seconds before you got home, they watered. Yeah, so, and they're like, oh yeah, I watered every day. Why are my plants dead? And they're sopping wet. So a competent person, a good neighbor or relative or somebody that is competent and is good at that care, don't ask Betty down the road whose plants are all dead the first week. Don't ask her. Somebody competent that can take care of your flowers. Now, that's kind of like for a vacation. If you're going away for the weekend, this is another question we get a lot. Like, hey, we're going camping for 3 days. Can I just water my flowers heavily?
It's not ideal.
It's not ideal. It's probably not going to work, especially if that heat, if you have really hot days and you're out camping, you don't care about your flowers back home. So the best thing that you could do is move those temporarily, and I'm talking maybe up to 3 days. This is not going to work for a week-long vacation, but if you're going to be gone for up to, I'd say, about 3 days, you can put those hanging baskets, those containers, into a garage where maybe it's cool and dry. That will work, and that's better than just leaving them outside. Or even just moving them
into the shade. Like if they're in the full sun.
Yeah, even if they're a sun plant.
Just moving them into the shade for a short period of time.
But for a garage, if you put it in there, they're gonna just kind of go dormant for a little bit. And again, this is a very short period of time. So this is maybe over the weekend. This is not for I'm gonna be gone to Aruba for the next 2 weeks. That's not gonna work. Have somebody competent come in and take care of your stuff. That's what we have to do. Sometimes we have to pay for somebody to come in and do it.
And don't
That's-
assume your sprinkler system is going
Yeah.
to water them enough to be adequate to be like, oh, they got the proper care because
Yeah,
I had the
that's
sprinkler
not-
on.
Yeah, especially like petunia hanging baskets. That's not going to do it. That will not water those hanging baskets like that. That's because again, that water just shuts off like an umbrella. You have to get in there and water. So yeah, you can go ahead and put them in a garage. That's just a very temporary thing. But yeah, so that's a few tips for.
Those hot days.
Yeah, and they're coming. Yeah, summer's coming.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, I am too.
It's
Finally.
going to be pool weather,
Yes.
but that also means you have to up your care.
Yeah. So, okay. So those are a few tips.
Speaking of the fertilizer, we do have a retailer of the day.
Yay.
Go ahead.
Paradise Garden Nursery in West Bend, Wisconsin. So Paradise Gardens Nursery in West Bend, Wisconsin is one of our new Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer retailers, and you can find our fertilizer there.
And on the beatyourneighbor.com, we also have retailer map. So if you're not in that area, you can check that out and see who's in your area. And if nobody is in your area, then we can go ahead and ship it to you in 48 states.
Sure. So all that can be found at beatyourneighbor.com.
So are you ready for the heat?
I am. I live in Wisconsin. I'm ready for some heat. It's funny because the old timers will be, it can hit like 65 degrees, and all the old timers now at the gas station, they're in coveralls and whatnot, and they're like, oh, it's a hot one, eh? It's 65. No, bring on the heat. We live in a greenhouse. I don't mind the 85, 90 degrees.
So what temperatures does it normally hit in summer in your area? So for us, the higher temperatures are going to be those high 90s, but that's not normal.
It's not normal for us in
Right.
Wisconsin,
And it's a very short season.
but it's normal for us in the greenhouse.
Right.
We get very used to 120 degrees. So, when people are like, my hanging basket just can't survive, this Texas heat. I'm like, well, is that 130 degrees in your backyard? Because it'll be 120 in here. Our back greenhouses where we just moved these. It'll be this next week with it being as warm as it, probably be 140 degrees back there, and they'll do just fine. I'm not worried about it at all. But again, my care has to be up, and I have to be diligent with that care.
Right. On that,
All
have
right,
a great
thank
day.
you. Bye bye.